Hey yo, happy weekend. I have a spontaneous, semi-quick tutorial that I'm pretty passionate about. It has to do with being creative. If you didn't know this, I'm a dad, which is one of my favorite things about me. And on social media, I get recommended a lot of like parent videos, whether they're emotional or funny or educational. Well, there was this one video that popped up that had to do with Legos, and it was an app that you scan your collection of Legos and then it shows what you can build, or like ideas of what you can build with those Legos. I don't know if it's really that accurate or if it's even worth it, but the idea I thought was pretty cool. And so with those videos or pictures, not sure if a lot of people do this, but I like going through the comments just to get, others' thoughts and opinions on certain things. Not sure what your initial thoughts are over the app, but can you guess what the most common responses in the comments were? Way to take away the creativity. I remember just being able to build whatever I want. Limiting my kids from being creative? Cool. Come on now. I was completely caught off guard by all the negative comments. I ended up venting to my wife, talking about all this, and I was inspired to just make it into this tutorial. So first off, talking about creative rules. I'm all for being creative. I would call myself a creative person. I love creativity. And overall, this topic reminds me of the Lego movie, the first one, and how the dad, President Business, only wanted to build by the book, and it was the son who wanted to go beyond the book and kind of build whatever. A true master builder. And I love that. As simple as Legos can be, there can be some pretty complicated techniques and creative ways to put them together. You can learn different techniques by following the rules and the book and the instructions, and then you can use those techniques on your own creative builds. And I also bet that the son in the movie was able to learn all those and build on his own because he saw his dad, build by the book. Second example I thought of would be musical instrument. When I was learning how to play guitar, I remember looking up tabs and chords for my favorite songs just so I can learn how to play them really quickly. Is this the best way to learn? It's actually not, but it can be a way to get better at playing, and not even just better at playing, but also better at being creative. Because when you're doing these chords and learning these tabs, you're trying different things that you might not have known were possible. Because you're learning these little guitar licks and chords and progressions, you're able to use them in your own music later on, making you more creative. And even besides looking up the actual chords and tabs, if you've ever tried playing a song by ear, it can be really tricky at first, but when you try to figure it out, you might end up discovering something unique. So by failing to do it exactly the same, you create. So my third and final point is imitate plus you equals create. So it might not make sense, but I like the way it sounded. So my son is about to be 5 and he loves playing with those magnet tiles. And once again, with another parenting video, I see a lot of these ideas that you can build with those magnet tiles. And some of them we try and some of them we can't do because of certain pieces we don't have, but it's still cool to build those. So whenever I'm playing with him together, are we only always trying to build those creations that other people have built? No, most of the time it's just him playing and building his own random stuff anyway. But what is cool is seeing him try to build stuff that we have built before. So I might have built an igloo looking house thing, and then he tries to put it together, and then later on he'll try to do it, but he never does it perfectly the same. But when he is done, he's like, "Look, Daddy," and you ask him, "What is it?" He'll say it's an igloo type house thing, but it's in his style. There's a balance to copying, stealing, borrowing, and then adding your own flavor to it. This is also where that famous quote from Picasso could come into play. Good artists borrow, great artists steal. So tying all of this into photography, whether I'm talking about setting up a pic or creating a diorama or editing a photo, I will never say don't copy me. I encourage you to do what I'm doing and use my same settings and use the same lighting setup and use my same poses, but don't just stop there. Add your touch to it and make it better. So go copy and create and inspire. I appreciate you.